Well, that was I thought a outstanding game atmosphere. You know, our fans continue to show up, and that's the blessing in it all, because it is really a true home court advantage for us, and our guys feed off that. I thought we had a level of focus in our debrief. Right, we were able to defeat a top 10 team, a potential 2 seed team in Iowa State, and what happens sometime is human nature, and human nature allows you to get laxed and have games like this. I didn't tell my team, but this is the first time we beat LSU in how many tries?
Lost 8 in a row.
Huh?
Lost 8
We've lost 8 in a row. I didn't share that with our guys, but I think that's an important understanding to the level of focus that our guys were able to play with. You know, ideally, we didn't have drop-off, and it showed with the level of focus that our guys approached the game with, but not only approached the game with, but started the game with. They had a level of energy. They had a level of jump. You know, it was some pep to their step, and, you know, that just went right back to our shooting and that confidence that these guys had to have 26 assists in a game and break that record is an unbelievable stat. It's a level of unselfishness that we're playing with and a level of confidence. I don't think we played a full 40 minutes. I think I didn't do a good job as a head coach in the last 2 minutes of the game, organizing the team, using the timeouts in the right way, and subbing the guys that needed to be subbed in, but also taking the guys that needed to be out. And I got to do better at that. But ultimately, my head's off, you know, to our team, and they did a great job.
Coach, how have you seen Noah's leadership grow throughout the season?
Well, Noah has, you know, been absent, so to speak, in the last, how many games? Yeah, so in my mind, we've been waiting for him to continue how he started. And, you know, whatever it was, he got back in that rhythm, and we saw him with a level of confidence and no hesitation, and he ended up delivering what he needed to deliver. He got his hands on some defensive rebounds, wasn't able to bring it in. I think that's why it was important that we subbed Mo in for Noah, and Noah understood that, and Mo delivered 10 rebounds for us in 14 minutes. That's an outstanding stat, but that only comes with unselfishness and guys being prepared to play, and Noah was prepared to play, but also Mo.
Dennis, you mentioned the 26 assists, but only 10 turnovers. Now, how do you feel about that ratio? I know you mentioned it's a big stat for you.
Yeah, I'm upset that I put our team in a bad spot, and I gave us two of those last 2 turnovers was on me, and it should have been 7 or 8. I just thought that ratio is an outstanding ratio. It speaks volumes to guys making the right passes, the right reads, but also playing a style of basketball that we want to play, and doing it in an unselfish manner.
Noah and Kobe, I mean, I think 12 of your guys' first 15 shots were threes, and it seemed like every one of them was going in. What's it like being in a run like that when you're out there and everybody seems to be hitting?
I'll start off by saying Kobe Brown can shoot the leather off the ball. I know the first shot he hit, I gave him a little flip back. He shot it. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a good night. But it's fun when you can get in rhythms like that, and, you know, just we play unselfishly, and you know, we got shooters on this team that can, you know, straight up shoot the ball. So it gets fun when we get in the rhythm like that.
Yeah, I would just say it's yeah, like you said, it's really fun. You know, it shows a lot of trust, shows the level of trust that we have with each other, and, you know, and guys making shots. So it's a fun form of basketball.
Kobe, how have you developed your three-point shot into what it is today?
You been had that, didn't you? Why do you?
You know, it's all good.
Come on, man. We had to rediscover it.
Yeah.
We had to rediscover it, and it was almost like we were fighting. Coach, you want me to shoot that? Yes, I want you to shoot that. But it started in March. It started in first individual workout, right? That's when it started. Coach, so you're saying you want me to shoot this? Yes, Kobe, I want you to shoot that. No hesitation. I will sub you out if I think you're not shooting the ball that you should shoot. Okay, that's how confident I want to play. Go ahead and answer the question. I'm sorry.
No, like you said, just, you know, the confidence that they instill. My teammates, coach, just the backbone you have, or I have, You know, just it's easier to shoot the ball when you have so much confidence behind you. And just reps, really, just reps, practice, routine. So it's a lot of things.
Kobe, how is making guys sort of respect you from that range change things for the rest of your game?
Man, it's changed a lot. It allows me to drive, allows me to get guys open easier. It just feels like everything becomes a little easier because guys are stepping up and having to respect the 3-pointers.
For both of you guys, what coach is talking about, telling you, I want you to take the shot, and you guys don't slow down, right? When a lot of teams might back off, you guys don't back off. Does it take a minute to kind of adjust to, hey, this is what he wants us to do? To play that fast and that aggressive for 40 minutes?
I feel like, early on in the season, or obviously like June and July, last summer, it was kind of like, okay, we had to get used to it. We weren't so good at it. But now it's like second nature. We want to get the ball as fast as we can, score as fast as we can, whether it's a 3 layup or anything. That's all we know now.
Yeah, second nature.
I'll add to that. I think the end of the half is a demonstration of that, right? We talked about 2-for-1s, but it's almost like Sean East, it's hard to pull him back. And what we have to do better as a unit that's out there, all 4 of those guys should have been putting 2 hands up to Sean East and saying, whoa, 1-1-1. So right now it's in its infant stages, right? And that's the communication that we'll need so that everybody's on the same page. But as a head coach, it's hard for me to turn off that valve. And I want our guys to play at a pace. I want them to play with their instincts, no thinking, and just go out and give their very best. And, although someone may look at Sean East's shot as a bad shot, I can tell him, hey, just look at the clock next time. I still want you to take the same shot. We may not have gotten an open shot with 5 seconds on the clock. So it's one of those things where you have to continue to learn and watch, but you want your guys to play with that level of focus and confidence that they have been.
Dennis, you've talked a lot about the middle 8 of games. How would you evaluate how your team did in that period tonight, especially responding to that run in the first half?
Which, with the beginning of the second, end of the first?
Yes.
I thought, LSU did a good job of figuring out how to slow the pace down, whether it was finding water on the floor or attempting to, make sure their shoes were tied and, different things like that. I thought they disrupted some things that they needed to disrupt. But ultimately, I thought our guys stayed with a level of focus in that time frame that allowed us to get a lead and keep a lead and also play with that lead. We played the entire game with the lead, 39 minutes. That is a difficult thing to do in any conference, and I commend our guys for being able to withstand runs against a good team.
Kobe, late in the first half, you had 2 fouls, but you took that charge, and then you broke up that transition when you forced a jump ball. Just where's your defense come? I mean, everybody's focused on your offense for good reason, but where's your defense going?
Just playing hard as often as I can, as much as I can. Just trying to help the next guy. I don't really look at it as like a getting better or anything. I just try to give more effort and do what I can to help.
Kobe, tonight was you guys' 17th win, which I think is the most you've had in a season at Mizzou. What do you think has been the difference for this team this year?
Just the trust between each other and the coaching staff. Just connectivity. Just having fun with it. Like it doesn't feel like a job. I'm just here playing basketball and going to school. Sort of like high school. Really, it's fun. Yeah.
Coach, kind of building on that, you guys are 14-0 and quad 2 through 4 wins. Kind of, what do you attribute to being able to be that consistent against teams maybe in that region?
The ability to still find things you can get better at, and also the accountability that our players have with each other. They coach each other as well as allowing our staff to coach them. I also love the fact that our staff do a great job of debriefing, but also preparing. And that's where games are won and lost as well. The atmosphere is the atmosphere. You cannot, look past that. But ultimately, what I see is a team that really knows how to reset, not allowing, whether it was a loss to Alabama to become 2 losses. A team not allowing a big-time emotional victory out of conference to now distract us from refocusing on what we should refocus on. It's going to be some tough games in the month of February. There's no doubt about it. No one is complacent with where they are, but I expect our team to reset and approach it like we're 0-0.
Dennis, you had 5 guys with 3 assists or more, kind of two-part. I mean, do you see your guys taking more pride as it goes along in that part of the game? And with this many guys, who's the best passer on this team?
I think it's by committee. And again, our team is by committee. It's not one guy. I look at it as risk takers. The biggest risk taker we have is Sean East when it comes down to his passing. He's almost like a quarterback, and he's not afraid to EPA, early pass ahead. Kobe as well. Nick Honor in terms of the backdoor pass. He knew he had to take the risk because that was the play call, and he knew that Kobe was going to back cut. So ultimately, being able to set those plays up, give our guys confidence to take the risk that they take. But our guys play with an unselfish spirit. I think the best playmaker is Isaiah Mosley when it comes down to being able to see reads, whether it's a lob, a skip pass. He should have come away with 10 free throws, and I think he got frustrated tonight because those calls wasn't calls, and those are usually calls that he would get. But ultimately, he has to play through that, and I don't think he played through that. Obviously, if you get a shooting foul, you don't have the field goal attempt on your record, but he went 5 for 12. I thought he was 5 for 8 if he would have got those calls that he normally was able to get, and I thought we did play through the contact.
Dennis, there are so many new staffs in this league. You got another one Saturday. Do you find yourself kind of measuring what your program is doing compared to any of those? Does that make any difference since there's so many new faces in this league?
I tell my players all the time the biggest opponent is who?
Ourselves.
And we don't compare ourselves to anybody. I don't think you can live your life like that. That's not the right way. That when they become successful husbands, fathers, businessmen, even now, if you sit there and compare yourself to other people or other programs, you lose out on really the what's being taught in the journey, right? I want to be an introspective type of coach where we're always looking at ourselves, seeing how we can get better. We said all along our goal. You guys know my goal. You can complete my sentences, right? I'm not gonna bore you with it, but by this time, you all know exactly what I'm about to say. These guys know the same. It's April 1st, April 3rd. That's been our goal since day one, but also the only ranking that matters is on what day, fellas?
April 4th.
April 4th. There you have it. See?
Dennis,
Any other questions?
Trey obviously missed tonight's game. I noticed Ronnie wasn't warming up either. Did
Yeah.
he pick up a knock as well?
We're just doing some precautionary stuff with Ronnie, and we'll be able to figure out what's going on. But ultimately, we just got to figure out Trey's time frame. It has been great news from both of them that we've received. It's just a matter of putting it all in perspective and seeing. I'm gonna err on the side of caution at all times.
Kobe and Noah, it sounded like y'all were having a good time in the locker room after the game. I was just curious what song y'all were listening to.
I don't even know. we play a lot of music. We got a couple DJs on the team, so they always got great music on the aux. So yeah, you'd have to ask like Dre and Trey and all of them. So
They diversify themselves in the music. I don't allow one genre to be played in practice or in the locker room. It must be all types of genres. And by this time, the guys, you'll be shocked at what songs these guys know. You will be shocked.
I'm not gonna lie, Kobe was in the locker room before the game playing gospel. So I went out in the warm-ups, I had my AirPods on, which I usually don't do, and I was blasting my gospel. So shout out to Kobe and shout out God for that. So
Question in the back corner.
Yeah, so Coach, you mentioned kind of that reset against Alabama. You went from shooting 10% in that game to over the last 3 shooting close to 50. What has really caused that? Is there any reason for
I
that?
told them to keep shooting, and nobody blinked. I didn't. The same shots that we have taken and made were the same shots we were missing. Sometimes you have to live through that journey, and it put an extra layer of focus onto the realities. We're gonna play our style of play, and I'm not gonna budge.
All right.